Hi there, welcome in. My name is Junimoo and welcome back to my channel. Today we are playing the Whimsy Stories Expanded Challenge and we have Penny here. She is doing a bit of yoga this morning. So I have her just doing this at the moment because everyone else is off to work and school. I did just play this morning just to get everyone off to their respective commitments. But I did have a few things that I wanted to go over while she's doing that. The first thing that I want to go over is, let's see if I can show this off. I actually got the new immersive world map mod by Sematically, and look how cool this is. Oh my god. So this is Windenburg. This is where we are, and like every single town and world is connected in this beautiful world map that was created by a very talented artist. I will link this and Sematically's socials down below, but this is so cool, and this is exactly the kind of thing that I wanted in the game to make it so much more immersive. So this is Windenburg. This is very like the European world. Over here is very much the American world. Then we have Andarian, we have Givy Point, we have Sulani, Tomarang, and Mount Komorebi. So these are all like our vacation worlds over here. And I just think this is the coolest thing. Salvadorada is down here right next to Ciudad Enamorada, which is so cool because like they're definitely in the same world in my head. We have San Myshuno and like Granite Falls is up here. The only world that is actually missing, if you can call it a world, is Batu. You can only get to Batu through like gameplay now, which I'm totally fine with. Just to point out as well that this is still in early access, so it is available to purchase on Sematically's Patreon, but it will be public access. We just don't know when, but it won't be that long. Normally it's within like 3 weeks, a month, maybe 2 months at a push. Sematically did say that it's in early access because they want feedback from the people who are testing it out just to make sure that everything is okay before it goes to public access. So I did actually pay for this, but I think it's so well worth it. As well, I was really on my like Patreon grind the other day because I noticed that Vyxated had this new mod to do with the moodlets where they're like in categories, and I just think that's so cool and it makes things so much neater. So basically, as you can see, she has 10 confident moodlets here, and if I click into it, it shows all of them. I can hover over them and then I can just hide them again, which, oh my god, I'm so happy with this. I am obsessed with that because these get so cluttered. You can have so many moodlets that go on all the way across your screen, so I'm really happy about that as well. I gave Sam the fear of swimming as well. I meant to do that in the last episode, but then I completely forgot. So he is actually afraid of swimming now because he did drown a couple episodes ago. So I think that is a really good consequence of what happened to him. And then going upstairs, you'll see that I actually kind of redecorated the kids' room just a little bit. So Briar has her big girl bed now, and it is of course horse themed. On this side, I took away a lot of their toys and I gave them a little desk so that they could do their homework. And they have these little books here, which I like to imagine are the little books that Sam has written, the toddler books over the years. So they've kind of like put those up here, which I think is really cute. And they have some of their drawings from when they were little. I also went ahead and gave Briar a bunch of new outfits, but of course she's in school at the minute, so I can't show them off. But as we play, you guys will see that too. And also, I extended Bowie's childhood just a little bit because I really didn't feel like it made sense that he would already be a teenager, because I have a few story beats that I kind of want to get through before he's a teenager and I can start focusing on himself and Briar. So I've given myself a little bit extra time, but I think that's okay because we actually lost a bit of time with, you know, Sam and Penny going away to that retreat with Lydia and Chris. I wasn't playing Bowie then, so I missed a few days of his like childhood. So I'm having Penny just do some wellness here just so that we can start working on finishing up her generation, her from the ground up, because we need to max out our skills. And like we're not too far off, but I really want to focus on that because we are almost level 9 of the wellness skill. We're level 8 of fabrication, and then we're level 7 of handiness. So I think we're doing pretty good. I also had Penny off screen make Briar a little horse sculpture, so I'm excited to give her that for her birthday. I know that Briar didn't get her party gifts last episode, so I will actually do that when she gets home. Okay, Penny is getting a bit cold. Oh, she is sweating. Oh my god. I did also, oh, totally forgot to mention. So Penny looks a bit different. I completely forgot that this is new to you guys because I've just been in and out of my game so often, but I gave Penny a bunch of new outfits, as you can see here, and I'll change her into one of her newer outfits while she's just doing her yoga. And she has a new hair and she looks slightly older. I kind of went in and I made sure to make them all look a little bit older because it makes sense. Time has passed. Their kids are almost teenagers. So, you know, it makes sense to me. That includes like Amy and Felix. I gave Eva a little makeover. Raheel. I gave a bunch of people makeovers. I made over, like Chris got a makeover to make him look a bit older. Felix's mom and dad, Wendy and Jonah, got a makeover because every now and again I see them around town and they still look the same age they did when Penny left them, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I also gave Felix's very, very baby brother a makeover, the one that was born a few episodes ago, called Elijah, I think. So he's still an infant, so I gave him a little makeover as well. And Penny just reached level 9 of the wellness skill, which is so cool. I also got a little pop-up saying that Aspen's child seems to be struggling lately. Maybe it's worth looking into and consulting with a child psychiatrist for an evaluation. So we will definitely be doing that this episode. I want to get Bowie some help so that, you know, he can actually start living his life and we don't have to worry about him being depressed all the time, and he can actually do the things that he wants to do. But I'm having Penny come over here and just finish up building this treehouse for the kids. Hopefully she'll get this done maybe before they come home. That would be really nice. That would be a lovely surprise, and we can kind of factor that into Briar's birthday. And it's great because this also helps with her handiness skill as well. So I will let her do that while I wait for everyone to come home. Oh, Lydia is calling. Yeah, Lydia looks a little bit older as well. As you can see, her hair hasn't changed, but her face has changed a little bit. So we will actually answer that call once we're finished up here. So the kids are back from school. Briar is actually a C student, but Bowie has gotten his grade up to a B student, which is really good. She is also feeling a little bit off, so I'm going to have her just go to the doctor. And then little man over here, I'm actually going to send off to a psychiatric evaluation just so that he can start getting help for his little depressive episodes. Sam is home from work again, which is lovely, and he's doing pretty good. So I think I'll have him go and make some dinner. Oh, Briar has eczema? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so little Bowie is actually back from that assessment, and basically they were just saying, yeah, like you should probably go to therapy and kind of work through that. Obviously, he's a bit too little to be taking like antidepressants or anything. So hopefully the like support groups might help. So we're going to send him off to youth support group and just say that it's a youth support group for kids who have mental health conditions and stuff like that. So, oh God, did someone die? Oh, I think Sam, under any circumstance, even if I know what this means, I think he would be very skeptical and he would say under what conditions. So we got some money there. Bowie felt safe and comfortable enough from hearing from others to share his own story. He plans to keep coming back as he found the community really welcoming. Oh, good job, Bowie. And he feels relieved, supportive group. Oh, wait, he's actually feeling good for once. He is a bit stinky though, so I'm going to have him come up here. He can go take a shower, take a thoughtful shower. Oh, he's feeling so good. That's so nice. So, oh, what was I doing from unknown condition? She feels so distracted and unfocused. Does Briar have ADHD? That would make so much sense to me. Oh my God. All right, Penny, are we done? Why are you on the phone? You're almost finished. Is it done? It's done. Oh, wait, that was really cute. No, Echo, you ruined it. We were getting a call from Eva saying, do you want to come to my birthday party? I'm so sad that we missed that. Well, she shouldn't be aging up just yet. I really hope she's not because, oh, she is. No, I'm changing that. I'm sorry. She's not that much older than Bowie. I have given Eva a few more days as a child because she is older than Bowie, but she's not that much older. And I'm not ready for them to be teenagers yet. All right. So basically Penny just got a call from Lydia saying that Lydia has been going through a like storage container that her mom had, and she's been finding a bunch of boxes of photos that she's never seen before. So we're going to go over to Lydia's house tomorrow to have a look through all of these photos that she's finding. She hasn't gone through them yet, but she wanted to be able to, you know, show Penny photos of and, you know, tell her stories about her and what she was like. And this little boy is back out on the playset in his towel. He's so funny. What is he doing? We need to come out here and we need to take care of our garden a little bit. I'm actually going to have Bowie come over and feed the crickets, feed the beetles. He can't take care of the bees, so I'll have Penny do that. And he's out in his pajamas now. He at least got changed. I think Penny is in her towel, so we know where he got that from anyway. Oh, upon evaluation, Briar was diagnosed with ADHD. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And Bowie was just stung by bees, so he's like, he's running away from them, which is quite cute. We need to go and volunteer. We're going to do that right now before I forget. I'm going to have Sam get up and we will actually go and volunteer. So I think that's actually, nope, on the phone. Volunteer with his kids. I think he would have them maybe volunteer at a soup kitchen because he is quite good at cooking. And we are back to just playing with Penny today. Very Penny focused episode. She's reached level 7 of the gardening skill just there. So I'm having her harvest her crops here because they are all ready. So Briar notices that the soup is going to run out before everyone gets fed. Should she ration the soup and give everyone half portions, or should she use filler ingredients to make it last longer? Briar Rose approaches the chef and asks for some cabbage and onions. Okay, she picked good options to add to the pot to make up for the lack of meat. The chef finds a bunch of extra veggies to add to the pot. The soup is even better than before. Hey, good job. And she gains some responsibility. Volunteering is fun and builds character. It feels good to do things for others. So I think that means that everyone is actually back. So Bowie actually has another school project, so I'm going to have him start working carefully on it. Oh, Sam wants to get married to Aspen. Yeah, we can pin that. That's really cute. So Penny is just finishing up watering her garden, and I do want to get her a gig because we have a good few candles still to make. And Briar is upstairs in her room doing her little homework, which is very, very sweet. Very happy with that. And she wants to play pretend in the treehouse, and we actually have a treehouse now, which is brilliant. So we can actually go and get her to do this. Play pretend fairy castle. Let's do that. So as well, I wanted to say that we can actually found a dynasty. I've never played with this feature of the game, so I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, but we might actually just do this and see what it's like. So we have the Whimsy dynasty. Oh, we can pick a crest. Okay. The thing with the dynasty though, it's supposed to like represent all of the generations, and I don't really know what all of the rest of the generations are about. I just know what Penny's is and what the next generation is. So I don't know if we're going to be able to change this later on. You guys will have to tell me if you've played with this, if this is like something that we can change and edit, but I think I'll go for this little flower. That's quite cute. Penny is the dynasty head. We have Briar and Bowie as our members, and then we don't have an heir yet because we haven't picked our heir. I can't add Sam just yet because they're not married, and I actually don't know if I can put in married Sims, but we can put in Lydia. She's not a Whimsy though, that's the thing. Technically, if Penny had kept her birth name and it hadn't gotten lost in all of her moving around in the foster care system, then she would actually be Aspen Eason, and this would be the Eason legacy, but she picked Whimsy for herself, so we can't really add these two because they're not Whimsies. Okay, let's have a look at this. So again, this is for the full dynasty, but I hope that you're able to change this as we go on, because obviously all their skills are going to be different and what they focus on. We'll do Penny's 3 skills for now, and then the ideals: artistic, bold, caring. I think caring is definitely something that is an ideal for the Whimsies in general. Maybe jolly, nature loving. I definitely think nature loving is going to be a Whimsy ideal for a while at least. Maybe we'll leave it at that, and you guys can let me know if you have any ideas for these things. This is completely new gameplay to me. I really never have played with this. Penny has founded the Whimsy dynasty. May she lead her family to a bright future as its first dynasty head. Oh, and you have like a member profile and it like shows them. I hate this photo of her. Oh my god. Oh, this is really cute. Oh, look at Bowie here. But him being in Scouts counts as being nature loving and counts towards one of the ideals, which is very sweet. And look at little Briar's one. That's very cute. Penny is doing this intricate candle carving in the dead of night with very little lighting, but she's managing it. And Bowie actually finished his school assignment, which is good, so he can get extra credit. He did a really good job. Look at that. And he actually also really likes science. I had a look at their likes and dislikes, and their preferences as well, because I hadn't checked that. And Bowie likes snowboarding and paper crafting. He doesn't like video games. He likes pink, yellow, and green. He dislikes red. He likes deep thoughts and jokes. He likes cerebral Sims, hardworking Sims, family motivated Sims. He dislikes spooky music and metal music. He likes Windenburg, San Sequoia, and Brightchester, and he dislikes Glimmerbrook. And he likes school, science, civics, and animals, and he dislikes entertainment. And he is very good at handicrafts, intelligence, and communication, which is all very interesting. I did randomize all of these in CAS. And then Little Briar, oh, this is adorable. Wait a second, look at these two. They're like swinging together. This is so cute. But Little Briar, she likes horse riding, of course. She likes pink and yellow. She dislikes blue and purple. She likes jokes. She likes pet enthusiasts and nature enthusiasts, and she doesn't like ambitionless Sims. She likes classical music and retro music, and she dislikes new age and R&B music. She likes Magnolia Promenade, Sulani, and Chestnut Ridge. She dislikes San Myshuno and Windenburg, which is actually really interesting because they live in Windenburg. She likes animals and sports, and she dislikes civics and health, and she is good at sports and animal. So that's pretty neat, and she is definitely giving big horse girl energy. And Sam is actually waiting for Penny to be finished up here because he has something pretty important to tell her. So I'm going to have them come over here and sit down. So these two are actually just talking, and Sam is saying to Penny, like, I have something pretty important to tell you, and it's not nice news, but this is actually what I heard from Chris. Chris actually told me that he had gotten a vasectomy, and he was drunk when he told me that, and he hasn't told Lydia, and he got it years ago. So Penny is like, hold on a second, like, she is convinced that they can't have kids, that they're infertile, like there's some fertility issue. And he says, yeah, I know. that's why I needed to tell you. I don't think it's fertility issues. I think he's gone and done this and he's not told her. And she's like shocked. She's like, surely not, like she has to know. And he's like, no, he tried to swear me to secrecy. Obviously I didn't want to. I'm going to tell you, and you know, I think it's best if you tell Lydia. And she's just saying, listen, this was really difficult for you. Thank you for telling me that. I will let her know. I'm going over tomorrow actually to go through old photos. So I really appreciate you telling me that. This is horrible news. And he's actually like literally feeling a bit queasy about it all because it's a very stressful situation for him to be in. He's the one with this information, and now Penny's the one who has to break the news to Lydia. And we don't know how she's going to react, if she's going to believe them or, you know, take Chris's side. We don't really know because we don't know what their relationship really is, what that dynamic is properly. So Penny is coming out here just to do a little bit of yoga, just to clear her mind and get her ready for the day out with Lydia. So she's done a little bit of yoga here. We will actually just make sure that she finishes this gig here before we head off to Lydia this morning. We won't head off for a while yet. Penny is just off pretty early. She didn't actually sleep, but she's not that tired, so I won't force it. She has a lot to do. Oh, as well, I wanted to put up a photo of Bowie and Eva because they took selfies in the last episode. I'm going to like keep these, but I will actually frame this one over here. And there we go. So cute. Oh my god. Okay, so she's just finished making her second carved candle, so I will actually have her make another one here. And we're on 14 out of 20 candles, which is pretty good, guys. We're getting quite close to finishing this. Obviously, these carved candles take a little bit longer than normal. Do we not need carved ones? We need rectangular ones? Oh, I should have read that. My bad, guys. I should have read that. Anyway, all right, we have extra candles to sell, so that's nice. Yeah, for 100, sure. Okay, so she's making the right kind of candles now, which is good. Oh, Eva is in their room. I think she's doing her homework, which is really cute. But this is little Eva at the minute. I gave her a little bit of a makeover. You can kind of see her. When she stands up, I'll get a better angle of her, but she's really cute. She got a little haircut. She has a few new outfits, which were long overdue, but I love how Briar is absolutely like knocked out, dead to the world, while someone is like in her room. Couldn't be me. And Bowie is over here just doing his little arts and crafts. Very sweet. We can actually also get rid of this toddler toy here and the little, this thing. Do we have anything else that is toddler specific? Yeah, we do. We have this. So we can actually delete that because we have no more little toddlers left in this house. Look at him in his little outfit. He is so cute and he's feeling playful, which is very sweet. So he is going off to scouts now, which is very nice. Is she still asleep? Oh my god, Briar, girl, get up. It's 2 p.m. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Eva is out in the yard playing soccer. Very, very sweet. So you can kind of see her here with her little hairdo and her new outfit. We will be seeing a little bit more of her in the next few episodes because I have plans. But Jesus, someone needs to come and help these chickens out. Collect the eggs, clean the coop, scatter feed nearby. Are they okay? Oh, Eva is doing yoga. That's really cute. Okay, Briar Rose is currently hyper-focused and won't interact with other Sims, and they won't interact with her in this state. It's a great time to build some skills. Okay, hell yeah, Briar. All right, what are her interests? Okay, so she wants to stargaze. We can't really do that at the minute, but what other skills should we do? Will we experiment a little bit? She seems to quite like science and stuff, so maybe she'll have some interest in that. And Briar is already doing something else, which is fine. So I'm gonna have Bowie come back out here and he can keep making little crafts. I think I want to make him make a friendship bracelet, maybe for his sister, maybe for Eva. We'll see. We'll see who he decides to give it to in the end. And Briar is actually doing her homework, but she's doing it exactly where her dad needs to be, and she is not getting up. Oh no, she is getting up. Okay. That's very polite of you. Oh, and he just reached parenting level 10. Oh my god, Sam, super dad. That's incredible. And we are so close to this fabrication skill level up. Bowie is creativity skill level 9, which is amazing. Oh my god, amazing. So she's just reached level 9 of the fabrication skill, which is so good. We are so close to finishing that, guys. Sam is working away and writing a book, which he needs to do for his work. Bowie wants to write in his little journal. Oh, he is so sensitive. I love him. I wonder what he's writing. Oh, Sam has just actually become a notable newcomer because he sold 2 of his books to a publication. So he started down the path to stardom. He's earned his very first fame point, which is his to keep. Interesting. Let's see if there's anything helpful that we can actually pick for that. I think we'll do this one because he's not like a public figure. He's just, I mean, he is in the sense that he's an author, but he's not, you know, he doesn't really want to be famous himself. He just wants his work out there. So I think the career one works pretty well. So we have actually finished all this. I will actually just send these off to our client. I just want to catch Briar and give her a little crafted gift of the horse sculpture that we made for her. So she's giving her her little birthday gift now. And Bowie's just reached creativity level 10, which is incredible. And he has an interest in arts and culture. And his interest in science is fading a little bit, but we might actually just get him to experiment when he's done. So Briar is just saying, thanks, Mom. I love my gift. So it's actually a lot later than Penny thought it was. So she's probably going to call up Lydia and just say, hi, so sorry, lost track of time. Do we think that I could come over tomorrow and do that whole looking through the photos thing? Oh, did you just walk in on your child? Yeah, all right. So yeah, we're just on the phone to Lydia at the minute and we're just saying, can we pop over tomorrow instead? I'm so sorry, it got so late. I didn't even realize. And she's like, yeah, no worries. Just come over whenever you can because I really want to go through these photos together. I haven't looked at them yet. So Penny's like, yeah, okay, sounds good. And we will get her to go and practice some yoga. Little Briar is quite energized, so she's just getting her energy out on this little swing set over here. And Bowie is experimenting on his little science table, which I actually don't think I've ever played with. If I have, it's been a very, very long time. Oh, look at him. Yeah, you're doing it, bud. Hopefully this gives him a bit of confidence in his abilities. I think that it should be good for him to kind of show that he can do a lot of things, you know. He's very capable and he's very good at a lot of things as well. Even though he always strives for perfection in everything he does, so he's a little bit slower at things, but I think that is a-okay and he needs to learn that he's allowed to make mistakes. He's only little, and even if he wasn't little, he's allowed to make mistakes. We're all human. I think he probably views his parents as being like peak humans things. Like, they are very kind, they're very considerate, they're very passionate, they care for the environment, they made their own way in the world, they love each other so much to the point that it's actually embarrassing. They have their little nuclear family here with a girl and a boy. The kids get on, like, everything is like quote unquote perfect. And I feel like Bowie kind of struggles with the fact that, like, oh, how am I supposed to compete with that? Not that he wants to, but like, how am I supposed to, you know, stay at the standard that makes sense for this family? Not that those two would ever put any pressure on him, but I think he's just like, my parents are so great and like my life is so good that I want to be the best little boy ever. I want to be absolutely perfect, best little kid, best at school, best at this, best at that. He just puts a lot of pressure on himself, which is quite sad. And then Briar is a little bit more carefree. I think she still deals with that whole sense of her parents are so perfect in her eyes, but I don't think it's to the extent that maybe Bowie feels, especially with her little ADHD diagnoses. I think a lot of people who struggle with ADHD, especially if they get diagnosed later in life, myself included, deal with the kind of sense of like, oh, you know, I have to work quite hard to just maintain a basic level of life that other people can achieve quite easily, or I can't do things as well, or I have to do them differently, or whatever the case is. So I think maybe she's struggling with that a little bit because she also has like a perfect big brother to compare herself to, who's good at school and has friends and is funny and is creative. And I think she's intimidated by that as well, to be honest. Penny has just maxed her wellness skill. Let's go. Oh, I am so happy about that. That is incredible news. I'm so excited about that. Oh, he's like celebrating her. That's really cute. Oh, they're just having a little conversation. They're like, oh, I really appreciate you. Again, they're very grateful that their relationship is so good in comparison to some of the others in their life. Look at how cute this is with Bowie blowing stuff up in the background. Oh, they are so sweet. What cuties. And they both bring out their umbrellas at the same time. That's quite funny. All right, I'll send her off to bed. And Bowie is getting pretty tired as well, so we can send him off. He can like clean up the house a little bit though. He's very conscientious of that kind of stuff. And Briar has just reached motor level 10, which is incredible. I didn't even realize that was happening in the background, but she is doing great. She is not tired. So I think we will as well try to get her to stargaze just a little bit. She's going down her little slide. There we go. She's going out into the middle of the road. Okay, now she's going to the back of their lot for some reason. Girl, you just like barely did it. Hold on a second. No. Stargaze, babe. There we go, honey. No, why are you in hyperfocus mode? Oh, she is. She's feeling a bit impulsive. So there we go. I finally got her to do a little stargaze after she went on a walk. And she's actually like come to their old house for some reason. I don't know why, but she's just a little adventurous spirit, you know? So she is actually stargazing. Let's hope this takes off. It does. Amazing. Okay, so she wants to go and sleep in her treehouse, achieve level 6 of the creativity skill, and reach level 5 of her mental skill. So we can actually go and do that. So we can go and play pretend in our little treehouse, and then she can actually sleep there tonight. I think that Sam and Penny would be really into that idea. I think they would be very encouraging of that. I see no issues with that. They used to sleep in a tent, for God's sake. So, you know, I think they're like, yeah, girl, you can sleep in your treehouse. As long as if something happens, you know, you call out to us. Oh, look at her. Little cutie pie with her little crown. As well, we got a prestige level 1 and have been awarded with new dynasty perk points. So we can actually use them to purchase dynasty perks. So we can get, oh, grade boost. All students will progress their grades faster. That's actually sick. Wait, we'll get the grade boost one. I quite like that idea. And then we can also get the nepotism one. Yeah, we'll just do it. We might as well, right? Okay, so some time has passed. I have basically played a few hours just to kind of get these guys up and about. We have Bowie over here, and he has just been on this activity table making little crafts and stuff. He actually got a new badge for his scouts, so we can actually collect his badges. We can collect the arts and craft one, we can collect the civic responsibility badge, and the sociability badge as well. So we can have him do that here. Oh, she's doing yoga. Okay, girly. So if you'll see down here, Youth Equestrian Club member. Welcome to the Youth Equestrian Club. Equine care, respect, and appreciation are the cornerstones of any equestrian club and are paramount here. So she does this on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. days after school, and I think this is so up her alley. It makes me really happy because I used to do horse riding as a child, and I used to volunteer at the stables that I rode at. So the fact that Briar is getting to do that now as she's a little kid is like helping me like relive parts of my childhood, which is very sweet. So as well, Bowie just got promoted to Griffin Scout. Oh my god, he's just been promoted to Unicorn Scout as well. Good job, Bowie. Okay, so we are actually going to go off to Lydia's by ourselves. So we are going to come over here and knock on the door. Oh, Lydia seems like she's kind of stressing out in her house there. I could kind of see it through the window of their door here, but I hope everything's okay. So Chris is home and he doesn't seem very happy, and he's kind of giving out about something. I don't really know what's going on. So it looks like they have come across a bunch of old photos and letters and certificates here. That's why Penny was called over, because Lydia wants to go through this stuff with her. But Chris seems kind of not happy about all that. He kind of seems quite negative about, you know, bringing up old memories and, you know, rehashing things. And Lydia kind of doesn't understand why. So Chris, being very tense and being kind of angry, is actually going to go off. He's going to let off some steam. He didn't even bother to say hi to Penny. He's just like left. You might notice as well that I gave him a little bit of a makeover just to make him look a little bit older, because he is getting up there in age, guys. So Lydia is just inviting Penny in here, and she's really excited because she says she found all of these old boxes, all of this like information, these postcards, these letters, etc., etc., from her mum in a storage container that she actually didn't know that her mum had access to. But she got a letter in the door that was actually addressed to Chris for whatever reason, maybe because he partially owns the house. They don't really know, but Chris basically got a letter in the door from this company who owns this shipping container, this, you know, storage container, saying like, hey, we have to release all of the stuff that you're holding, so can you come and pick it up? Otherwise it'll be dumped. And Lydia was kind of like, oh, I wonder what this is about. So she went and she collected it, and she realized it's all of her mum's old stuff, which is incredible because she thought that this had been lost. She thought that her mum didn't have very much stuff. See, when her mum passed away, Lydia was distraught. It happened so quickly, so suddenly. Because she was so distraught, Chris said, hey, I'll take care of everything. Don't even worry about it. I'll go through the house. I'll go through and I'll collect her stuff for you. I'll sort out the baby's situation and kind of get her into the foster care system, and, you know, I'll handle all of that. And Lydia was like, okay, like she had a lot of trust in Chris, you know, he was her boyfriend, and, you know, she really trusted him to be able to take care of this while she was going through so much. So she said, okay, as long as you make sure that the foster system or whatever adoption situation with the baby is an open one so that we get to remain in contact. And obviously that didn't really happen. Somewhere along the line, some miscommunication happened, and Penny was actually lost in the system for however many years until her adulthood when they reconnected. But it's really incredible that they've come across all of this old stuff. So basically, there's loads of these old postcards. Julianne, their mother, was an avid traveler. She used to travel a lot for work, so she was all over Sim Nation. She has old letters that she hasn't read out yet. She has her old camera. She has Julianne's diploma, and she actually found Penny's birth certificate and what seems to be a little ultrasound picture of Penny, which says, it has scribbled on the back, Aspen Eason, born in Windenburg, mother deceased, father not listed. So that's really interesting. They also found like old like love letters from someone. They're unsigned, so we don't really know who it's by. But yeah, so we found loads of different things. But something that Lydia first got out of this box, it's like a very highly organized, categorized box, because Julianne was just that kind of woman. She was like a business mogul. She was very high up in the business career, so she was very organized. But Lydia just wanted to show photos of herself and Chris to Penny back when they were younger. So they're going to some kind of formal event. Now, this would have been when Lydia was in college, because she was 18 when they started dating, and he's a bit older than her. He would have been, what, like 22 when they started dating. There's about 4 years difference. But they're getting ready for some event, and she's looking lovely. She's all dolled up, and then he's in his like little matching suit, which is very, very sweet. So she just wanted to show these photos. These are the only two that she's actually pulled out so far. So they're basically going to sit down and just have a look through through some of these photos here because Lydia actually hasn't seen a bunch of these. So she's really excited to share this with Penny and just like tell her stories. So she's going to tell Penny a little story about this night in particular and whatever drama and chaos happened that night. And Penny is loving this. She's seeing a side to Lydia that obviously she missed, and she's learning a lot about her family, which is really, really nice. So that's lovely. So these two are just chatting, and they've pulled out some more photos here from the little box, and they've actually come across some kind of like scandalous photos of their mom, who was a hottie, might I say. But yeah, so she obviously has some kind of like raunchy photos stacked in here. So they're gonna have to be careful about, what they pull out and what they're looking at. So Lydia is explaining that their mom, she kind of liked dating around. She liked men's attention. She was very pretty. She was very intelligent and very funny and very charismatic. It was very easy for her to gain that kind of attention. She always had men coming in and out of the house, and Lydia didn't always like that, but she was like, hey, it's her life, and now that she has passed away, there's obviously a lot more patience and forgiveness for her actions from Lydia than maybe when she was alive, because herself and Lydia didn't have the best relationship when Lydia was growing up. They weren't that close because Julianne was a little bit toxic, but Lydia is trying to be respectful of the fact that Penny never got to meet her, so it's a very biased perspective. So again, they've pulled out some more photos here, so we'll have a look at this. And so this used to be a kind of raunchy photo of Julianne with someone, and then they pull out the next photo right next to it, and Penny goes, oh, is that Chris? And Lydia's kind of looking at it, and she says, yeah, I think it is. This wasn't for me because he doesn't do that kind of stuff. He never did do that kind of stuff. And then they pull out the next photo, and again Penny says, I'm not crazy, right? That is him. And Lydia just kind of looks at all the photos together, and something starts clicking that kind of makes them both quite uncomfortable. I think they're going to continue pulling out photos to see if there's anything more to this, or if they're just kind of odd photos. I think Lydia is kind of like, we can't fully see his face. Maybe it's just someone who looks like Chris, like it's the face is cut off and there's no identity. Like it could just be another ginger-haired guy that is roughly the same age, and it's probably not him, right? Like that would be really, really weird if it was him, right? And Penny's like, yeah, no, it's definitely not. She's like, do you want some wine? And Lydia's like, yeah, maybe in a little bit. Let's just let's keep pulling these out. So they've pulled out the last few photos of this round of photos, and it's really not looking good, guys. These are what seem to be a pregnancy photo shoot from when Julianne was pregnant with Penny, and it's the same guy repeated in all of these photos, and we can finally see the top of his face over here in this one, and it's Chris. It's Chris in all of these photos. So I think both Penny and Lydia are kind of stunned silent at the minute with the revelation of what this could mean, what this probably does mean for Penny, for Lydia, because if this all means what it seems to mean, then Chris was seeing Lydia's mum behind her back, and not only that, they got pregnant. So Penny's kind of in shock. They're kind of just like, surely not. Lydia is just asking for a moment alone here just to kind of deal with everything. She's going to sit on the ground. Oh, she is really, really sad. Oh, Lydia. Oh, honey. This is devastating news. If this is what it seems like it is, Lydia's entire life from the age of 18 onwards has been a lie. Her entire relationship has been a lie. Everything she's known about her life to this point has been a lie, orchestrated by the man who's supposed to love her. So I really don't blame her for being so upset. And Penny, as you can see, is angry. She is really, really pissed off on her sister's behalf. But she's also really angry because Chris has been horrible to her this entire time. Since she came into Lydia's life, he has been nothing but awful to her. And she didn't even get to tell Lydia the secret he told Sam before any of this came out, because because Lydia wanted to dive into this from the get-go. So I think we're going to reveal a deep secret here because we're angry and we're really pissed off. We need her to know this. And she's shocked. At this point, she's like, hold on, like there's so much in my life that I'm learning here. And I mean, this all makes a lot of sense, but what do you mean? And Chris has just come back home. He's going to be walking into something very, very interesting. And you know what? I think he knows. He has a lost connections moodlet from his midlife crisis, but he is going to come into the house and Lydia is she's going to ask him about everything that's laid out on the table here and see what he has to say for himself. And Penny is like, hey, I'm here, girl. I'm not going anywhere. I'll have your back. And he's like, oh God, what am I walking into here? So we're literally going to go and we're going to express suspicions about closeness with Julianne Eason, our mom. And she's going to say, we were going through these photos and you'll never guess what we found. All of these incriminating photos of you with my mother while she's pregnant. And he's screaming at her, oh my God, darling, you're worrying over nothing. We're just friends. I mean, sorry, that doesn't look like just friends to me. And Penny just has her chips here. She's like, she's just going to enjoy the show, I guess. So he's going to sit down here. What's he doing now? Confess loving another. Oh God, it's all coming out now. Lydia's partner confessed that they are in love with someone else. What should Lydia do? I think she's not finished arguing with him. She's not finished learning what's going on, but I think she would end the relationship right now. Julianne and Lydia now despise each other. Lydia hates her mother. So these two are actually breaking up and he has the audacity to cry about it when it's his fucking fault in the first place that all of this is happening. She's trying to get information out of him. He's just not giving anything to her. He's just not being like forthcoming at all. Oh, look at this scheming little dickhead. Oh my God. Look at him. Dude, what the hell? So Penny is seeing that Lydia is getting absolutely nowhere and she's going to go up to Chris and just go, can you please give us some information here? Can you give us some insight? Like, you have led this woman on for her entire life. You have like lied about fertility issues. You've given her shit for years. You were cheating on her with her mother. Is that where I come from? Am I yours? And he is basically saying, I wish you weren't. I wish you'd never come back into our life. I did such a good job trying to get rid of you. Do you really think that there was such a miscommunication that you got mixed up? No, I specifically gave them the wrong information so that you would get lost in the foster care system. I didn't want you around us. I had a second chance. When Julianne died, I was devastated. I couldn't break up with Lydia because she was so heartbroken. He's like, this was my second chance to make a life for myself and get away from the consequences of my actions. And it was supposed to work out, except for then you came back and you started ruining everything. And Penny's just in disbelief. She's like, I can't believe you would do this to her. You were supposed to love her. And he's like, I didn't. Not really. My love was Julianne and you killed her. And Lydia's literally like, now Lydia's sitting down here with food and she is like just watching the whole argument. But I mean, this is just devastating news to find out. He's being so horrible. He also ruined Penny's life before it even began because he put her into the foster care system with no regard for where she would go if she would end up safe. And she didn't. She ended up in a bad household with horrible people who were, you know, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive. And she's in a much better place now, but like, no thanks to him. She's so upset that she comes from the people that she does. So, you know, I think we're going to have Lydia come over here. She's going to say, I cannot believe that I wasted my life with you. She's going to rehash old arguments about their fertility journey and the fact that this entire time he's convinced her, he's gaslit her into thinking that she is infertile and that they weren't able to have a child because of that, when all this time it's because he didn't want the responsibility of having another child and he just didn't want to be a father at all, but much less with Lydia as the mother. And you know, he really could have just left. God, it would have meant that she would have not wasted her entire life with this pathetic thing of a man. And I've just got a pop up there saying Chris is fed up with Lydia being mean to him and has decided to get a divorce. Chris and Lydia are no longer married, which, like, the irony of him getting pissed off with her and actually finalizing the divorce when it's his actions that caused them in the first place. I mean, he's furious. She's feeling a bit silly because she loves the drama. I think what's happening is she's enjoying him being upset, but obviously she doesn't want Lydia to be upset. And I mean, she feels horrific for her part in this, which is nothing. She is an innocent in this. She had nothing to do with this. Like, she was literally just an infant when all this happened, but she still feels like she's a living reminder of everything that Lydia's been through. And Lydia is basically just saying like, hey, this doesn't reflect on you. You had nothing to do with it, but I need to take some time away from you to process this because you are a reminder of this. I need to work on myself. I need to go to therapy. So I think I just need some time apart from you, which I think Penny understands, but obviously would be heartbroken by because she's just found Lydia again and now they have to go their separate ways again. All because of this man-child who couldn't break up with her when her mum died. Like, he's such a pathetic insect of a man. Like, he's just the worst kind of person. I hope he has an awful life. But what I'll do is I am going to move him and her both out of this house. I think what they're going to do is they're going to sell this house probably. And I did also want to show off that if you remember a few episodes ago, whenever we first came to this house, this room here was actually set up to be a nursery in hopes that Lydia would fall pregnant. And in the time between that episode and this episode, obviously that hope has kind of been squashed and it's just turned into a storage room, which I think is just so heartbreaking. But if anything, the silver lining in all of this is that Lydia might not be infertile and her dream of having kids, which is a dream of hers, it's something that she's always wanted, might come true. Obviously, she's no longer in a relationship, but she could be a single mother. She could go a different route. So there are a lot of things that she has to consider, but we will say goodbye. I think what we'll do is, even though they have really bad connotations and memories attached to them now, we will actually take these photos, these 3 photos of Penny's parents, just so that we have them. We'll also try to take Penny's birth certificate and her ultrasound scan as well. And obviously it might hurt to look at them, but I think it would be good for her to have them. So Lydia is basically saying she will be in contact with Penny when she's ready to, but to please not reach out to her. Obviously she's really upset by that and she's really angry, but she's gonna go back home now and just tell Sam everything that happened. So Penny came home and Sam actually waited up for her because, you know, it's really late and he was getting a bit concerned about where she was, and she's just gonna come over here to him. She's already feeling a little bit better just being in his presence, which is really, really sweet. But we're gonna come over and we're just gonna give him a big old kiss here, and then we're probably going to sit down and just tell him everything that happened. She's just so grateful for their relationship and how healthy they are together and how far they've come and how she just completely trusts him. She's going to tell him everything about what happened tonight and that Chris is actually her biological father and that, you know, Lydia doesn't really want anything to do with her at the minute because she reminds her too much of the situation and she has to sort her own emotions out about all this. But I think basically Sam is saying to Penny, how about we get away? Obviously this is really stressful and I think a break, being away from everything, would be a really good idea. So how about I plan a little trip and we can take our minds off everything, and then when we come back, hopefully everything will be more settled. We can work through this, but we just need a bit of a break. So I think that they said that that's a really good idea. We have Sam here just admiring their little family portrait up here, which is very, very sweet. He's just doing that autonomously. And I think it's such a lovely reminder of how family oriented Sam is and how much he's a good guy. He really cares about his family. Yeah, we're lucky to have him. I'm glad he didn't die a few episodes ago. But anyway, I'm going to leave this very, very long episode here, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the drama of this episode. I have been slowly building up to this reveal for a while now, and if you look at past episodes which have Chris and Lydia in them, you will see 1 or 2 hints that I've been dropping. So this hasn't completely come out of nowhere, but I hope that you guys found this whole thing interesting. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the whole situation, what you think Lydia should do, what you think Penny should do about all of this. But in the next episode, episode, we're actually going to be going on a little holiday, a little vacation, just to get away from it all. And I think that'll be a really nice family bonding moment, and I can spend more time focusing on the kids as we come up to their generation. So this is really the last main story beat of Penny's that I wanted to get through. So from now on, we will be focusing on obviously the aftermath and the consequences of this and how that all plays out, but more so just finishing up her generation and starting to focus way more on the kids and their personalities and their lives, which I'm very excited for. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.